Hello and welcome back. Peace, blessings, all that good stuff. I don't know how to really start this like an intro, like a show or something. I'm just not. I'm not good at all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we know we keep it raw, uncut, unedited. So I'm gonna call this one "Lost Souls." I go to where my spirit leads me to speak, and that's how I speak. I would recommend for everyone to take breaks and rest from everything, especially from like things like social media or your phone and stuff like that, because it demands your attention. Exactly. There's every day there should be undivided attention for yourself, like some time where it's just you, yourself, and truly getting to know your soul and loving yourself, and whether it be out in nature or even in the bed, just meditating, take time to a set time. Maybe you have to start off smaller for some people, like learning, taking this course on learning how to learn something about the Pomodoro technique, where it might be 25 minutes or so, just 25 minutes of time to just be yourself. You're near a beach. I do miss that about being in Florida. Exercise too, and it doesn't have to be per se the exercise to the point of, okay, I'm trying to get this nice body or blah blah blah. Like exercising is really good for the mind. And when I'm saying exercise, I'm talking about taking a brisk walk. If you're like by the beach or something, take a brisk walk for 30 minutes or to an hour out of the day, or walk around. I'm not by a beach, but I walk to the store, or I may walk to a park or something like that, where you're just taking the time when it's you and Earth, planet on the ground. Most of the time, here we go again with the missing connection. You're at work all day, or you're inside all day, or you're in this building or in a box. You have no connection to Mother Earth. That's why the bottom of your soul is soul to your feet. So it's good for your soul to touch ground with Earth. And I'm talking about just some release, relaxation time, not per se running, because they're both your feet are off the ground. You can run per se for exercise, but as far as physical activity and draining a lot of these negative energies, like I said, I would always recommend earthing. If you can, take your shoes off and walk through the grass, or just a good form of walking. You'll see that most older people, they walk, and they walk around the park, and they really experience nature. They're not in such a rush to do things, because you realize the rush, like, what the hell are you rushing for? This time is manufactured. Like, you just experience moment after moment. What are you rushing for? Like, you're missing a lot of the big picture of things, always being in a rush. So take your time. And I know it's hard. It's even hard for me. It's hard for me because they have the way the system is set up. The constructs of bills. This is per month. This is per month. This 5 days a week. The way they construct it, they make you bound to these elements of time, and it's hard to break free of those elements. But each day, if you could take some type of time for yourself, 30 minutes to an hour, the more you're going through, maybe 2 hours. I'd probably do at least 2 hours of myself, nothing at this point, where, because I have so much stuff going on. So I do like 2 hours, like no phone, no nothing, phone off, everything. They're just completely unplugged from society. And I just take my time and walk, or do whatever, and clear my head space, because a lot of times I'll be in like a negative space or a negative energy, and I don't want to disperse that energy out. There's a lot of negative energy here already, so I want to be in a place of thought and exercising, and even deep breaths. Those release endorphins, and they bring you a certain type of energy or insurance that you need. And like I said, a lot of times it's just needing to be time with yourself. Everybody's trying to take your time. Understand the importance of time to yourself, and be selfish with your time, and don't get mad about being selfish, because it's for your development. Because if a person comes to me and I haven't had my time, or I'm coming at you crazy, or I'm coming at you negative, it's not going to help you. Me having my time helps you forever when you come, because I'm not going to come at you crazy or with an attitude or something like that, when I need to structure my time and be better. So this one is entitled Lost Souls. I talk about lost souls. We started on the beginning, talking about social media and things of that nature. I'm extremely spiritual person, so I can see right through people. So the one thing that bothers me a lot about social media and some of the outlets is very attention seeking from others. again, your subtraction of self. I mean, it's understandable, that is that way in that nature, because, like, again, the lead and some of the leaders of this world, they have no connection to the universe. They have no connection to Mother Earth. They chose to disconnect themselves, and they want to disconnect your connection. So everything that you're doing is just more gratifying for outside of self. Like when your universe and everything that you need is inside of self, so you're going to be constantly seeking attention, seeking likes or seeking fulfillment. And I could see it in people's eyes when they have no self-esteem, or they have no understanding of truly who they are, and they're always seeking something to fulfill that void. That void will never be filled until you go within inside yourself. That's what you have to understand. I was looking at someone's post today. I know he's very insecure. I'm not even going to call his name, but I could just see from the post and just the look in his eyes, okay, I need something, blah, blah, blah. He just from analyzing him, he has a problem with his sexuality, for one thing, and there's other things that he has a problem with acceptance, and he doesn't accept or love himself. Therefore, that's why he needs to constantly feed on attention from the outside forces. So it's just like the drugs, or like some of these other types of addiction, because at the end of the day, everything can be addiction as outside self. Just the same as a fucking fat person, I put in the same level as a coke addict. Just because you're addicted to another level, you have another vice, don't belittle someone else for their vice. You have a vice too, just have it in another level. So just in another arena. So we all have different vices, or different devices that we'll go to soothe or medicate our pain, instead of actually going through the pain and like feeling it through the emotional body. And that's what you have to understand: self-development, whether you're a so-called guru or whatever. But the real gurus don't even call themselves gurus. Those are, again, a lot of the people that be like, oh, I'm guru, blah, blah. Those are more attention-seeking people. And they're feeding on the fact that you want to enlighten yourself. Like, as I say, anyone that is a true teacher, or truly called by God or the Most High to do this, or was called to do this truly from the heart center, preaches the same gospel, just like the so-called the Christ, Jesus the Christ, or Muhammad, that everything is inside of you. The main reason that a messenger comes is just to wake other people up to divineness that's inside of them, realizing, okay, we all have this same connection. You just chose, not to use your connection, or not to go within inside yourself and feel it. So when you realize that, so the person that's really enlightened realize there's no difference between me and you. I just chose to go inside myself for the answers, and go inside myself, and that's where you'll find everything. Because you couldn't be on this universal plane. You couldn't be on Earth without some type of spiritual connection. If you're human, again, like, this can get really deep, but for the humans in humanity, if you came through a birth canal, you have a connection to source and the source energy. So we all have it. Even if you didn't, you still have a connection to source energy. Like, it is either you choose to be on that vibration or not. So again, everything is about choices. That's where the choices are basically, it comes to free will. So a lot of times your choices, like, don't let free will fool you, because with free will, you have your choice is kind of like, you choosing that choice is kind of like somewhat the wrong choice, because like your divine right soul within inside you always knows what's right, and you follow that divine nature. Like, it's just all this outside stuff, these programs and stuff confuse you with what's really right and what's wrong. So yeah, that's where I was going with this one, I guess. It's just the fact that I just see so many people missing something, and what you're missing is yourself. There's really nothing beyond that you're really missing. I know what it's like to love someone and be like missing people. I can understand that level, but I'm as far as the completion or the fulfillment that you're trying to look for, there's no really completion without outside self. You could be matched up with a person that may have twin flames, or something where you guys were you resonate on the same consciousness, and you resonate with the same desire and the love for each other. But as far as completion, there's no completion outside of yourself. So once you realize that, and then you live like in a self first thought pattern in that frame, when I'm talking about loving and just completely loving your being of who you are without per se accomplishment tied on it or anything else tied to it, that's when you really get with self. So the first thing with getting with self is authenticity. You can't lie to yourself, and your higher self knows you can't lie to yourself. So that's why you'll go to social media, you go to these different things, and you try to pacify this thing that is internal, because your higher self is still going to be true to source, just because your lower self is not on the frequency, because there's several levels of self. When you realize there's several dimensions of the body, just like there's actually 13 chakras. So there's 13 dimensions of you as well on different frequency. So your higher beings are always working with you. That's why your angels, like say, everything is everything, as above, as below, as within, as without. So everything, there's nothing outside of you, like not God, not nothing. There's nothing that's not inside of you. So this is just you. It's all you helping you. Like, you get mad at your fucking self, like you're doing several battles in yourself. So your highest self is looking at you, and the first thing you have to do to recognize your highest self is be authentic, because you can't why are you trying to fool yourself? This is the problem. People think they're trying to put on a charade and stuff for other people, but it's just you're just tricking, you're making an attempt to fool yourself. That's why when a lot of things, and then you'll be surprised. As the fact is, I'm saying, like, okay, yeah, I may be spiritual, I have discernment, but you'll be surprised, like, the level, how many people see it when you're fighting yourself. Just give a prime example. Okay, this person's really gay. You'll be surprised, like, when they finally come out, they're like, okay, their friends like duh, nigga, or duh, whatever. I already know this, like, because you think you're hiding it well, but you're hiding it really horribly, because your higher self knows what the fuck is up, but you're trying to put on this charade and do extra shit, or have a bunch of girlfriends, or sleep with a lot of girls, or whatever. And like I said, I'm not just going to just pick out men. I'm just giving an example. Whatever that you're doing to really, or again, if you're on social media trying to get 100 million likes in it, and again, nothing's wrong with it. Like, likes for, like, development, you put a picture up, like, if you're beautiful, you're going to get a lot of likes. But the problem is with anything is when you use that as a mechanism for self-worth. Now, anything that's outside of yourself is a mechanism for self-worth, that's a very dangerous territory. That's definitely a very dangerous territory. Yes, I like a lot of likes and stuff too, but I mean, and more in regards to my business, and everybody likes attention. Like, I do like attention as well, but like, when you add that up and you multiply that with self-worth, that's when there's a problem. You should never find any type of self-worth outside of self. Not at all. Not at all, because like I said, I wrote this thing on Twitter, which is true, when you're talking about falling in love with someone or really being with somebody. This is what y'all gotta understand this too, so I don't see how you even can date on just looks. First of all, on your level, on your side of, there's always going to be somebody better looking than you. On their side of, there's always going to be someone better looking than them. So it's always this never-ending cycle of you guys never being satisfied. So if you don't, I mean, it's not saying that you shouldn't be attracted to them. You should find, like, some type of attraction. That's why you're there. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, this person got to look horrendous, because I'm not with that either. But if looks is what it is, you'll never be satisfied. You have to find a true connection, because for one thing, looks can fade. They can get bigger, all kind of other shit. They get burned. Any kind of other shit can happen. And beyond, say, if the looks didn't fade, just the way that the world is, there's so many fucking people. There's always going to be bigger and better and bigger and better. And seeing all this searching is still an incompletion of itself. Look for someone that you have a connection with, like, or something that you click, that you find on different levels, that you grow together, especially in this system, that at least the way that it's set up now, I truly feel like on one level, I mean, well, it is. There is a great shift happening, and we can make a big difference. But the way it is right now, with all this turmoil and stuff like that, and so much that I've seen too. Again, I did a whole lecture on choosing your partner wisely, and choosing that person, like, is someone you connected with, that you're elevated with. You know, I want to be with someone that's fun, and that I enjoy life, and that connected, and that evolves, and they definitely have to have a strong sense of spirituality, because that is my main thing. We're not here on earth to work or to like make friends or blah blah. We're here to find our higher selves and elevate up. And then, and if we're chosen to be a messenger or chosen to be a teacher, whatever, we're here to wake other people up on our level of truly where we are and where we're from is the universe, and get back connected with the universe like we've been, because like I said, with the people the entities that came down here because they weren't connected to the universe, which they chose. Again, stop thinking in terms of good or bad. I mean, it was a choice. They chose not to do their own thing and not be connected to Mother Earth. But since they weren't connected to Mother Earth and the universe and the all these other entities, they're off there. They have no connection, so they want you to be fucking connectionless. No, go to back to who you are and your true being. That's why you're here. You, like I said, you're only here temporarily. You're a spirit with a human body. Like all this shit is like temporarily, and you've been tricked and confused and locked them into this this prison that's locked by your mind, because I said there's nothing outside of self that has you so confused to where you think this is real. So that's all I'm saying. Lost souls, again, like I said, every time I look at social media, I see it really bad. Never let anything outside of yourself define you in any type of way. Your happiness, your anything, and social media is one thing. But even when it comes to accomplishments, I felt that way recently, and then I looked at looking at Ashley's post and stuff like that, and it kind of brought me back to, because don't even let you could hold yourself in constraints. Don't let your compliments or past compliments, just love you for being you. You know, just you and all your glorious and divineness and entity is you, because God is in you. How can you not? The all creation, all the universe, all these amazing wonder, the beauty of just being, the beauty of breath, the intelligent design of everything that is you, when you truly look at it. And I'm truly looking at it myself now, or even as I talk to you, is absolutely beautiful. So revel in that, and just like, and you don't understand, like when you have a natural glow, people come to you anyway. You know, it's like you don't have to really worry about blah 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 attention. But again, do not get caught up on that intention, because the same tower they build you up with, they'll knock you down. It's kind of like a pimp and hoe relationship. What a pimp does is he builds a woman up and then he knocks her down, and he builds her up again and he knocks her down, and that's how to control it. So if you let other people build you up and not, you'll always be there. Only way you could be affirmed is if you stand on yourself completely. And then when I say other people, I mean everyone. And again, it's not talking about being selfish or anything like, but you have to have a certain strength in yourself to make it through, in a certain love. But like I said, when you sit down, with yourself, and you realize the beauty of everything and the intelligent design and everything that you are, the beauty of creation, the beauty of just the love that you truly are, when you are operating in that fully unconditionally, is amazing. So you won't need anything else. So like I said, I think it's just like a realization. And from the realization, again, you need time, because all these distractions, all they're doing is telling you what you want to do or what you want to have, or you should have abs. Like, think about this. Programming, like, is so very strong. I'd rather a person be like, okay, I die and I'm floating on marshmallow seeds with unicorns and rainbows, you know, jumping out of a pot of gold. If that was their idea of the hereafter, or that's the world they want to create, kudos to them for choosing to create their own world, and just a world that this elite has created for you, and you haven't even stepped back to realize, okay, this is a program, from like dudes with abs to a girl with these type of features, all that shit. That's all like programs. And hell, I'm programmed a little too. Like, certain things will attract my attention and things of that nature. But sometimes you have to step back and really see what that you're attracted to, and then why are you doing this. You got to ask yourself a lot of questions. Once you start asking yourself a lot of questions, and you kind of bridge back from like all this television stuff, you'd be like, man, these people are like crazy. Like I said, I see people just like, you know, like wild dogs or something, and animals and stuff like that. But not saying, okay, you don't have to be attractive, but like someone that I'm connected with is very attractive to me. Like if I feel like some intense type of connection, that's beautiful. Like laughter, intelligence, spirituality, those are things that I really love. You know what I'm saying? Not saying don't be cute or be attracted to you somehow, but those are the things for me. Those things, they never get old. Like if you're laughing at somebody and stuff like that, and they just making you like, they don't really get old as they get older or something. Like after certain things might fade away, those still hold true. And then actually really happy people actually look much younger when you look at stuff. So a person that's really happy and laughing all the time, they look better anyway, because there's just like a joy, there's a radiance, there's a light that comes from them. So that's what it. Lost souls. Stop looking outside of self so much. You'll never find the answer. Let me tell you that. You could sleep with 100 girls, they'll never be enough. You could be with the baddest bitch all the time. It'll never be enough. Same thing with women. Okay, you want a good guy one moment, but then you want a thug. You want this and you want that. You're blah, blah. It'll never be enough. Love who you with for truly who they are, and that means who they are as they are. Don't get somebody that you're trying to change or try to work on and blah blah. Like everybody be fucking up on all levels, and I can speak on this because I did in myself. I was definitely on that. I don't know why I was on this savior complex trying to change people, but love them. If you can't love them as they are completely, then that's not, you know. Then get with them when they change or something if that's what you're waiting on. But like you can't really get with someone expecting to change them. You have to meet them where they are and be okay with that. If like I said, could I deal with this? These are the questions that you have to answer. Is this something that I could deal with 50 years from now? Or is this someone, like I said, these are big deals for me. I ask questions like, this is something I can deal with 50 years from now. Is this person, when stuff is going bad or we're not in agreement, is this person going to call the cops? Is this person going to be drama? These are all things that I ask. Is this person loyal even when we're not in agreement? That is a big deal. 90%, I'm going to be honest, 90% of the dudes I know, young and old, their women are not that way, so y'all picked the wrong woman. Like, if you guys are arguing and it's hella drama and she's doing the most, she's on Facebook, she's all kind of other shit, that's the wrong fucking woman. Y'all should be able to be at drama or be, like, not in agreement and not be tearing you apart and the whole world not knowing. Like I said, in disagreement, they should still be loyal and they should still be a strong foundation for you, and it shouldn't be like way out here. So to me, that shows me a lot. So 90%, a lot of women I can't even say 90%, but a lot of that have seen I couldn't date. My standards are extremely high. And when I'm talking about standards, I'm talking about the true shit, not how they look, but when it comes to like personality and being a down ass bitch, I have extremely high standards for that, because I just can't. I'm not gonna be with the earth. You know what I'm saying? The system and stuff is enough of drama shit going on. If they're not there as a solid foundation, I cannot date you. I just can't. So I look at that very clearly. So yeah, that's it. Lost souls. Be true to yourself, because you can't hide from yourself. And then most people, whether they realize it or not, they don't really hide well from other people. A lot of times when someone's fighting something, even with my friends, with me when I was younger in college, when I didn't truly know who I was, everybody already knew who I was. So even you think you're trying to hide something, you're not really hiding it very well. So look in the mirror and be true to yourself. And like I said, being true to yourself don't mean I have to go run out and tell everybody, ooh, I'm jumping out of the closet or whatever the hell. Whatever. I mean, I use gay a lot because the fact that's just a set example. Whatever it may be, it could be, I'll give another example. Okay, you don't want to be a doctor, but everybody, family, friends, and everybody's looking up to you, and you have this accomplishment track. Well, again, that was a big deal with me, the accomplishment. I mean, I chose engineering, actually, as a degree, computer information systems, because my godparents recommended. I wanted to go into graphic design and animation. But again, so you a lot of times you'll go through like a track of what other people want you to do and not being true to yourself. So the first thing is being your authentic self to you. It doesn't mean you have to go out, but being your authentic self to you, and then having that conversation with you. Because a lot of stuff you don't have a conversation. The last conversation you had was when you were a child. That's why most people miss childhood, because that's the last time you were real with yourself. You know, after that, it was just like what Greg wants, what Daddy wants, what Mommy wants, what everybody wants, but who you are truly and what you're naturally. And like I said, when you're already here, when you're first born, you're already a highly evolved spiritual being. Your parents trying to correct you on shit that they lost because they've been in this system program. Like, you come out naturally more closer to connection. That's why you see spirits and you see all kinds of things. When you're a child, you laugh, you could sense the negative. You had a strong connection with self because you just came from the womb. You just came from Mother Universe. You just came from Amma, the omnipotent. You just came from there. So your connection is much stronger. So go back to that. So that's where a lot of the self-rewards and the likes, or the incompletion, or the anxiety, or whatever the hell you feeling, it comes from a lack of self-love. So yeah, that's it. That's it. It's all lost souls. Get back to loving yourself, and like I said, even if it's small, even if it, because like I said, we've all been in like some crazy ass shit, and it's hard to get here. It's something that I daily work on. Even if you got to make, I like cookies, so even you got to make yourself some chocolate chip cookies or whatever, and sit down or take a break and so with yourself, find a beautiful peace in each moment. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding. Now, understanding and overstanding. Bless you all.